Hello, welcome back. A-level pure maths and another solving problem on exponentials for 4 marks. Let's get going, let's do the math. So we have solve in brackets e to the x minus e to the power of minus x and all squared. So we'll just expand that out. So we'll have e to the x, we just write it out, e to the minus x, and again times by the same thing, e to the x minus e to the minus x, and all of that must be equal to 0. So when we expand out, we get e to the x all squared minus 2e to the x, and then e to the minus times e to the minus x, and plus e to the minus x, and put that in brackets, and all squared, and that's equal to 0. So we end up with what we have, e to the x all squared, and minus now, well, e to the x times e to the minus e to the 0, so that's 2 times 1, plus, and this is 1 over, we'll reciprocate this, 1 over e to the x and all squared, and that's equal to 0. Now, of course, this is a fraction, and in my experience, this always causes problems. Of course, that goes over e to the x all squared, and of course, all of these are over 1. So that means that will give me ex to the power of 4, because 1 goes into that all of this time. So, and then multiplied by ex all squared, that gives me ex to the power of 4 minus, well, 1 goes into that all of this time, so that's 2 again, e to the x times e to the x and all squared, and plus 1, and that's equal to 0. And that's equal to 0. So I just done some fractions there, really. And now, of course, you can get rid of the e to the x squared at the bottom, because you're multiplying that by 0. So that just leaves you e to the power of x to the power of 4, just leaves you the numerator, 2e to the power of x all squared, and plus 1 equal 0. And that should be an x. And now, same situation like a question I've done before. You let y is equal to e to the power of 2x. So let y, tell the examiner that you're letting y equal e to the power of 2x, because it's sensible to have it as 2x, because that's, when you expand it out, that's your minimum power. So if that's the case, now I can go on and say, well, I'll extend the page. Oops, sorry. Yeah, now I just tidy up. So I've got y squared minus 2y plus 1 equal 0. And that factorizes nicely into y minus 1, y minus 1, which is equal to 0. And therefore y is equal to 1. If y is equal to 1, that implies that it is equal to e to the power of 2x, e to the power of 2x. And therefore, x must be equal to a half times the log of 1. And, well, that's, I'm always skeptical about that. That's going to be 0. So, yeah, so x is equal to 0. Always skeptical when I get the answer of 0, but that is, in fact, the answer. X is equal to 0. And that's your 4 marks.